gas, like when you live in the middle of nowhere, you want to play in the city. You know, you're going to have to budget $100 for gas. You know what I mean? So you really have to. Slow the traffic down a bit here. You really have to kind of, you know, take into consideration that, you know, like, even if you're not going to get rich at it, that's not the question. The question is, can you fund the project? Now, out of this, you know, like, usually what ends up happening is usually ends up with a bunch of musicians. There's a lot of combinations I can do. Like, maybe all the band members all together maybe only want to play a gig once every 2 months. That's not enough for me. You know what I mean? Like I want to get going at this so I'm not breaking my back doing the stuff I'm doing now. You know what I mean? The grass still looks good. Cut that the other day, so. I want to make sure that I'm, you know, by 2024, maybe not on a world tour, but like could say, you know what, I work part-time as the scrap metal guy or cut grass part-time, but I'm working predominantly full-time as a musician. And maybe by 2025, I do nothing but musish. You know what I mean? Because, you know, like, I'm never going to be able to afford to retire. Like, that's kind of a bygone era for most people. But I might be able to afford to work an easier on my back kind of job and do something I really passionately love doing, which is play music, right? Even in bass form. Now, to those that think, oh, well, stepping down from the guitar, going to bass, you're going to be bored on the bass. No, I've always liked playing bass. I never, you know, my priorities was always the guitar. But like, I'm trying to get as many instruments as I can before I die. Like, I need, not want, but need 400 guitars. Don't ask me why I need 400 guitars, but I probably need. So if I end up with 40, I'll be happy. But I've already owned over 50. I think I'm at guitar number 54 that I've owned in my lifetime. And most of my guitars have been pretty damn good. The guitars I have now are phenomenal. You know, yeah, they're not the most expensive guitars in the world, but they are all professional guitars. My bass, okay, this is my first bass that I've ever bought. And, you know, I'm going to get to know it. You know, like, this bass is going to be the bass that I learn how to play live with. I'm taking Billy Sheenan's advice. I mean, this man's a master at the bass. He's one of the best rock bass players of all time. Him, Steve Harris are like, you know, they're really good. I know a lot of people love Cliff Burton too, you know, but, you know, God rest his soul. But yeah, he was really good. You know what I mean? Les Claypool, these guys are good. Lemmy was pretty straightforward, but he was fun to listen to. He knew how to, you know, like, he knew how to, you know, rock it forward. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of good bass players out there that are, you know, in the rock genre and stuff like that. And then you got your, you know, the Jaco Pastorius and stuff like that. You know, yeah, you know, like Jaco Pastorius is like Jimi Hendrix. You know what I mean? You know, the Motown bassist. And everybody, oh, nobody can beat Jaco. You know what I mean? Well, wrong. There's many better bass players out there than Jaco. It's just he was a good pioneer of, you know, for bass players that took bass a little bit beyond what it could do, right? What you expected of it. You know, took it from just like, you know, just a complete backing role and kind of brought it out front and made it fun. Some of these speed metal bass players are just insane. Shh. Watch out for that little doggy. He's probably playing in the mud puddle again. Do they have the car out? Oh, they don't have it out yet. You got to see this guy's wife's car. It's a 80s Camaro or Firebird, white with gold trim. It is so well done. They usually have it out in the yard there, but I guess it's not ready to come out yet. But usually their little dog is like playing in the mud puddles and the ditches there, so gotta watch you don't run him over. Poor little doggy. Yeah, so no, the bass is a challenge, and to make, like, to me, it's never just about playing the song just to get through the song. A lot of bass players do that. Oh, somebody's coming over. I hope that dust is from somebody going that went that way, because if not, I'm about to be done. You got to be fast on the power windows there on this road. When it gets dusty there, like, you're going to be blinded and choked. But anyway, yeah, no, I'm not one of those guys, okay, I got the bass line, it's good enough, there you go. No, I want to give you music. I want to make it as musical. I finger tap, I do all that crazy stuff on the bass. I'm trying to get better at it, right? There's quite a bit of dust here. Pretty dusty here. This road's usually really dry. We need rain. Lots of rain. It can rain now because I'm done cutting the grass, so. Yeah. Gonna get choked out. Ah, yeah, the thing's still in the back. I know, this looks good. I painted that. Stained it, I guess you could say. Almost time to cut those fields, sir. Farms. Yeah, so making bass interesting isn't really that hard to do. You just have to have, you just gotta look at it as an instrument rather than just a part in the, for sake playing in the band. And there's a lot of guys, most bass players don't excel with the bass. They just try to always do the easiest thing they can get away with. Sometimes that's what's required, but when you got freedom to noodle, you noodle, you know? Like get the audience talking about the whole band. And they'll probably never talk about the bass player. But I can guarantee if you have a good bass player in the band, your band will be talked about. Same with your drummer. Your band's only as good as your drummer, and it's only as tight as your bass player. I hope that makes sense for a lot of people. So don't ever underestimate the bass. Don't ever look at the bass as a, you know, a secondary instrument. Yeah, it's not doing leads, but it doesn't mean it's not doing some phenomenal stuff. What's this guy doing? He just quit and walks down the road. That's an old Dodge. Oh, that's a Gen 2. Oh, that's a cool truck. Who do we got here? I'd love to have a day cabber just to drive around for fun. I think day cabbers look badass. Especially the old cab overs. Yeah, those were cool. Those were the days. Deadly as hell to drive, but those were the days. Big bump. Oh, that got bigger. Why is this guy going so fast? Zoom up on me? Must be in a rush. Yeah, some people just drive so fast, especially like through there, like that gravel, like even if you're going in a straight line, you will float and go off the, like your vehicle will start to turn sideways on you if you hit a certain speed on that crushed stone there. People like just no common sense. Big ass pothole there. Okay, here we go. I go this way. Hope he's going the other way. If not, he's going to be annoyed because I'm taking my time. It's Saturday. That's a nice car though. Oh, that's my cousin, I think. Yeah, that's my cousin. Oh, he still has that on the road? That big LS 300 there. That's why he was zooming up on me. Okay, I get it now. So yeah, there's Reg. I'm gonna freak him out. Push him out of the way. There you go. Anyway. So yeah, so I do have a lot of plans for the bass. What I have a hunch is I'm probably going to end up in like about 4 or 5 bands. So how they found me, right? There's many ways to find musicians. One way is just simply, you know, like all your local music boards, your Facebook groups, all that stuff, all the obvious stuff, right? The other one is jam nights. Go to the jam nights and just scout the potential there. Like you'll always find different types of musicians that do different type of musician. And a lot of times you'll meet people that are not only will suit your requirement, but they might actually surprise you, right? Because something I've learned over the years too is there's no such thing as the ideal band. There's no such thing. Doesn't exist. Never did, never will. And I'll explain in the next video.